Do you want to start beauty photography but you can't afford a studio or flash equipment? That's no problem, because in this video I want to show you how you can build a beauty portfolio with no expensive equipment. And I guarantee you that nobody will notice that you haven't used an expensive studio setup for these images. My concept for today's video is that I want to show you how you can create beautiful portraits, close-ups and a skincare campaign in an outdoor setting. Photo campaigns for beauty and makeup brands are usually produced in photo studios. This makes sure that all the required photos can be taken within the schedule on the planned shooting day. To shoot in a studio, you need a lot of experience with studio photo equipment and flash systems. A basic set of studio equipment is expensive, and especially if you're at the beginning of your photography career or if you're not sure beauty photography really suits you, these are considerable expenses that need to be financed first. As a cheaper approach to beauty photography, I'd suggest you to try an outdoor beauty shooting using just natural light. Because of the lower requirements on equipment, these kind of photo shoots are an ideal opportunity to try beauty photography without spending high amounts of money. Since outdoor photo shoots cannot be managed like studio shoots, there are several factors I consider when I plan my outdoor beauty shoots. When you plan an outdoor beauty shoot, the first and most important thing to take care of is the light. You have to think of the sun as your natural light source. It can be everything from soft light with cloudy sky till very hard light when you're working with direct sunlight. And since my light setup is the sun, I cannot control it the way I could control my studio setup. Today it is 10 AM and as you can see, the sun is not completely up. When I shoot outdoor with my model, I always try to plan my shoots in the morning or evening to shoot with a sun position that is almost like my flash position would be. Since my goal is to make these images look like I took them in the studio, I'm looking for a nice and plain background in a light color tone. I think this stone wall is perfect because it brings something natural to our shoot and it doesn't take the focus away from the face of my model. As you can see, we have very hard shadows in her face. If you're not familiar shooting with natural light, I'd suggest you to just let your model move around. And as she moves, you can see that the shadows in her face also move. So we see that she definitely needs to put her chin up in order to get a well-lighted face and no shadows underneath her eyes or nose. But before we start the shoot, let's take a look at my settings. I'm working with Aperture 13 to get everything as detailed and sharp as possible, and my ISO is 100. But the settings always depend on the time of the day, the position of the sun and your goal for this shoot, so you have to adjust them to your situation. And now, let's start with the shoot.
When we start with some super straight ones. Okay, yeah, facing the sun is perfect. Yeah, cool.
In an outdoor beauty shoot, it is very important to communicate a lot with the model. I will tell her what pose to do for the shoot because she cannot see how the shadows fall into her face and she needs to be guided.
Stay like this.
Also, posing with hands can be a little bit difficult when working with hard sunlight. As I told you, in contrast to the studio, you can't just change the position of the sun to get the right direction of the light. Instead, you have to guide the model very precisely and direct her towards to the light situation you want to achieve.
A little bit straighter. Chin a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, something in between, yeah. Great. Okay, yeah, stay like this. Now look in the camera.
The next thing to implement is our product. I'm placing it very close to her cheek to get it nice and sharp.
Now we will take a product. First with the closed bottle, just hold it next to your face. So? Yeah, looks good. Stay like this.
And now you can start to play with different positions of the face and the product. I also want to show the texture of it, and I took some close-ups of her face.
Now you can open it. I will count down to 1 and then you can press it like this. Yeah. Stay straight. Yeah. Okay, a little bit higher. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next. Great.
And these are the results of my outdoor beauty shoot. I hope I could inspire some of you to try an outdoor beauty shoot, and if you did it, feel free to tag me in the results. I would love to see what you created with my inspiration.